visiting with starting National League pitcher Tommy Glavine. Tommy, not the ideal conditions we wanted to visit under, but it was like they were having the closest to the pin contest. They didn't really hit any rockets.
No, they hit a few pitching wedge shots off me, a couple broken bat hits, but not a lot you can do about it. Just try to make the pitches, and if they fall in the wrong places, nothing you can do.
Now, how do you handle this with your psyche looking ahead to your next? Is this something to say, hey, I came to the All-Star game, I'm going up to sit with Wayne Gretzky, my hero, turn the page and let's go?
Yeah, I think so. You know, you come in here and obviously you try and do well, but things didn't go that well for me tonight. But I've had a good season thus far, and that's the reason I'm here. I don't have to prove anything here in this game, so just try and forget about this and pick up Saturday in Houston and go on my way.
Well, you got that right. He doesn't have anything to prove. Last year's Cy Young Award winner on his way to another one. Back up to Sean and Tim. Back with the all-star of all-stars, Willie Mays. Played in 24 of these. I know it's tough, but you remember, what's your fondest one?
Well, I think in Cleveland, that was one of my fondest because I got hurt in Philadelphia, and I wasn't supposed to play at all. I won the most valuable player. I think that was one of my fondest, of all the games I played.
How about 1960 when they still played 2 games? You went 6 for 8 in a week, right?
But I didn't want to play because we had to go coast to coast. But that was for the pension plan, so it was good for everybody.
The hero of so many of today's players, even American League manager Tom Kelly, the most electrifying player perhaps in the history of baseball, Willie Mays. Back to Sean. Sean and Tim, you know, the Padres could have some alumni game here. Joe Carter and Roberto Alomar coming back. What was it like coming back to San Diego for you?
I tell you, it was very satisfying and gratifying for me to have played here for 1 year in 1990 and to come back here and play an All-Star game. I mean, my first 2 All-Star games in Toronto and San Diego. You have to talk a lot to the media, but my kids enjoyed it, and I started my first game hitting fourth, and I was in heaven today. I had a really great time out there.
What about the times talking to your former teammates that you maybe haven't seen for a while?
Well, I didn't have that much time to talk to all of them. I would have been there all day with so many of them, but I got a chance to spend a little time with Bip, a lot of time with Tony Gwynn, because my kids stayed over his house, the last couple of nights. But, I mean, it's great for the Padres to host the All-Star game and have so many players involved.
Joe Carter, an all-star wherever he goes. Back to Sean. All right, Sean, here with American League first baseman Mark McGwire. What fun, huh, to come out like this with the double-digit runs?
It's one of the better games I've played in as far as all-star, yeah.
Well, you've played in a lot of good ones in the first half. Now tell me, you're keeping your hitting tips. You're keeping them secret, but looks like you have a very relaxed right elbow. Does that have something to do with your swing?
Yeah, I got to keep it inside, and sometimes I like hit my forearms together, sort of like what Joe Morgan did when he played with the Reds, and it just tells myself to keep my arm inside so it doesn't flare up. If I flare up, sometimes I tend to get long, so it's just something I've done over the past spring training, and it's worked.
You know, you Oakland A's are keeping pace with the Minnesota Twins with guys that nobody's ever heard of, like Troy Neal, and it's miraculous.
I think that's why we're going to sit pretty right now. I think we're going to get our big boys back right after the break here. And I think we'll be tough to the Minnesota Twins, and we play them 6 more times, so it's going to be a good road down the. This is terrible.
It's easy to say. It's easy to tell you. The big boy has been back. Yeah. The big boy has been back for the first half of the season. Back upstairs. 10-1 American League. In fact, Roger Clemens, the Rocket's so relaxed. You look like you're dressed for jogging. Where did you catch you on your way to?
I just got done ice, and I was going to do a little exercising, but after that shot, we just got a close look at that SWAT team. I don't know if I'm going to go out and run or not.
You can do that. Hey, tell us that you're going to run now, so your toe must be okay. You had a little problems with that earlier this year.
Sure did, and it's feeling really good now, so I'm excited about it and excited to get back and hopefully have a good second half.
Yeah, and the Red Sox have played pretty good baseball coming up to the break, so you got to be a bit optimistic. You've got a long way to go.
We are, and getting down to 10 games was pretty nice feeling for the ball club. So we'll see what happens. We're going to have to go at a pretty good clip the second half to catch Toronto and Baltimore.
All right, have a good run. Have some fun out there. Get back for the finish of the game.
Cap off this 63rd All-Star game. Let me turn it over to Kurt Ritter, marketing manager of Chevrolet Trucks, who has a nice duty. Kurt.
Thank you very much, Jim. And congratulations on a very exciting performance, Ken. On behalf of Chevrolet and all of its dealers, I'd like to present you with the Chevrolet MVP trophy, as well as an Astro van that'll be donated to the charity of your choice in your name. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, we started the night off with a guy they called the Kid, Ted Williams. He threw out the first pitch. And then we saw Willie Mays. And here is the Kid, who probably is the closest player to Willie Mays in the game today. Are you in awe by what you do at age 22?
Yeah, I just go out and have fun. I just want to help my team win, no matter it be an All-Star game or the Seattle Mariners. I just want to go out and play and do the best job I can.
We're going to show some highlights of some of the knocks you got tonight, the feeling running around the bases when you got that home run.
Well, it was kind of weird because when I hit it, I didn't think it was going. And once it went out, the first thing I thought of was my dad hitting his in 1980.
Wow, that's a nice thought right there. And this has got to be fun for you. You look at some guys that you heard about when you were not playing this game as a kid.
Yeah, I watched, I've always teased Kirby Puckett about being my idol. And he says, no, you're my idol. So I watched Kirby growing up.
Ken Griffey Jr., most valuable player in the 63rd All-Star game. Let's go back upstairs to Pat O'Brien.